formats on you. Hey, you guys, sorry to switch video formats on you, but I have been working on this section on behavior for an entire month now, and I have had several revisions of this section, and this is another revision of what I've been working on. I had a lot of information prepared for you. And as I have gotten information and feedback from you guys about how busy everything's been, I thought, you know what? I need to simplify this. I need to simplify for you guys so that it's easy to get through and it's easy to understand. So it's just going to be a mix of content. So if I were to simplify shaping behavior to its simplest form, this is what I would want to teach you. First, when a child is born, picture their brain being a blank slate, like a whiteboard with nothing on it. Nothing is written there. They don't know what is good behavior. They don't know what isn't good behavior. They don't know the difference between the two. And a child's job and what they do as kids, this is just part of their development and part of their makeup, is to start testing lots of different things to see what is going to work for them and what's not going to work for them. So they're going to be trying to fill in that whiteboard and that blank slate of the brain. They're trying to fill in information and on what's okay and what's not okay, what's going to work for them, what's not going to work for them, through testing lots of different things. And they continue to do this for decades. They continue to test. So even when you've been clear about rules and about expectations and outcomes and stuff like that, they're going to continue to test. Now, our job as parents is to help write what is on that whiteboard, to help the blank slate become full of correct information. And we want to use the brain's anatomy to help us do that, and the way that the brain is wired to help us do that. So the simplest way to understand it is that your child is a scientist or a researcher, and they're going to be testing good choices and negative choices to see what the outcome is going to be. And your job as a parent is to accept that they are going to be a researcher, but then provide feedback to their brains about whether something is going to work for them long term or not. So if a behavior is positive and it's going to yield them good results long term, you want to feed the brain positive reinforcement for the positive behavior. You want to do that through giving attention to the positive behavior, giving a compliment or a verbal praise, or winking at your child when they do something that's good. Whatever feeds information to the brain that that was positive. And we're going to get more into that in the next video. On the flip side, if a child chooses to do something that isn't positive, that is a negative choice, you want to send feedback to your child's brain that negative choices yield negative or uncomfortable outcomes. If you remember the brain, it is wired complexly and simply all at the same time. What you need to remember is, if something gives me a reward or a positive feeling in the brain, then it will be repeated. What gets rewarded gets repeated. On the flip side, what brings me discomfort or is uncomfortable does not get repeated, it gets avoided. So reward repeated, discomfort equals avoided. Reward repeated, discomfort avoided. So you can simplify Our role as parents when it comes to discipline and shaping behavior is to give a ton of positive feedback and reward and whatever for the positive choices, to tell the child's brain, oh, that felt so good. I want to repeat that. And on the flip side, to give an uncomfortable consequence or allow an uncomfortable outcome to occur to negative behavior, to give feedback to the brain that that negative choices lead to negative outcomes. So that's basically it. The brain is a blank slate, and you are sending feedback to your child's brain. Reward for positive, uncomfortable consequence for negative. So that is the simplest way to understand what we're going to be doing. Now we're going to dive in to that a little bit more as we go into the next videos.